Hello, I'm back for the last part of this film. My battery died, so I got cut off. So what ended up happening is that was pretty much the end of the film. He kisses his wife, and the wife says, "It's something I need to tell you." And he says, "I'm not going anywhere. I'll be here for the rest of the evening. Let's just talk." And they went in the house with the son, and it was the happy ending. What the Lord want me to come back to bring y'all attention to? There are certain aspects of things that when your God ordained spouse is in his position, meaning when he gets where he needs to go, but he has yet to get there. It may be years down the road. Remember what I was saying about Esther. Xerxes only lived another 12 years after they got married. There are certain things that are coming down the pipeline for your spouse that are imperative, and you have to pay very close attention, because in you paying close attention, you can divert certain attacks that may come over your spouse. There are some major positioning moves that are going to come within the next 5 to 10 years for your spouse, maybe even 12. And in these position moves, that as you as their spouse stands at their side, it's going to create the ability to give this man strategies strategically to avoid attacks. And he is going to be able to have the skill set, because of what God has given him and the knowledge that he's given him throughout his time in the wilderness, that he will then be able to execute God's plans. Things that he could not execute before, he will be able to execute now that you are part of his land. There are positions and places and scenarios that you will be able to help him with now that he is in the proper position. In him going back to save his wife, and destroy that situation from happening. There are certain things your God ordained spouse that in this time, that strategically he needs to do in order to set himself up for 5 and 10 years from now. It's very specific moves. I'm seeing the statement. Don't let a short-term situation create a long-term issue. There are certain things that he's got to make decisions about right now that are going to align his trajectory 5, 10, 12 years from now. It's going to give him, and you being in this situation is going to give him knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to certain things, because you're going to be able to perceive it. And when you two come together and strategically strategize, you will thereby then be able to help him get the plans in order for him to be positioned in the right place at the right time to avoid calamity, but also strategically take out any opponents necessary as you are claiming the land for God's glory. You will have allies and people that will be associated to you as prophetic witnesses in times and seasons that will be allotted to help you get through season by season. Your husband's going to be fine. But you just have to know your position and play it well in the season that you're allotted to be in certain places. In the end, you two will be fine. Your family will be fine. Your land will be taken care of. They wanted to blow up your promise. But it's a null and void scenario because God covered you in that. God protected you in that. God cultivated and blessed you in that. And he's going to make sure that the justice will be taken care of. Oh, I see. Last night I was looking at a word that justice is going to be served to your enemies. He served the justice to his enemies and was able to come home. Justice was served to your enemies, and the assignment that the enemy had against you, your husband, and those types of things that would have destroyed your ability to move forward, it was canceled. And God's justice is about to take. I've been getting message after message, confirmation after confirmation. God's about to go in and do a smackdown upon these enemies that think that they're going to take you out. But he's got you positioned to have the right seat, that when this thing goes down, he's about to make these enemies into a plane. He's about to flatten the playing field. I said that in a word previously. What they think that they thought that they were going to do, it's not going to happen. God has already gone ahead before you. He's leveling the playing field. He's already got the bombs in the right places, and they're going to blow up in the enemy's face. They're going to end up falling flat on their faces. The justice will be served for the benefit of God. It's all going to come together in the ordinance the way it needs to happen. And God's going to take care of it. I'm going to come back and see if I can bring you back the numbers, because I don't know what the numbers are. I ain't even going to lie. I have no idea what the numbers are. But this was what needed to be said for now. So I believe I covered everything, right, Lord? So that's the revelation. Until next time, much love, faith, peace, and blessings to you. Until then, bye-bye.